companies and some of our other stuff throughout the real estate industry. More importantly though, she's like really committed to HomeSmart for one. She loves you guys. She does all this stuff for free in hopes that you'll use her, you'll refer her, you'll spread the word, you'll publicly thank her, tag her, post about her, so she can pick up business. That's her job, is to build websites and do posting for other companies. And it doesn't have to be in real estate. So I always appreciate when you guys appreciate her. You guys do a pretty good job at that. But this right here, number one, is recording, right? And number two, go back to it. And number three, please publicly thank her. Go download the Stark Social app. If you want a really quick way to find 30 or 40 webinars that Deanna and I have done, it's all right there. You just click on webinars. It goes 2015, 16, 17, and then we can't wait to get to 18. So with that being said, give her a nice HomeSmart welcome, please.
I'm so excited to be back. For those of you that haven't been to one of my trainings before, I do a lot of stuff on the slides, and then if there's questions, we can always do some more hands-on in the background. We'll log into Facebook and take a look at things. But there's been a lot of updates on Facebook, and I know that it's kind of scary every time somebody posts one of those articles from Social Media Today or Business Insider with all the changes. There's a new algorithm, there's a new this, there's a new that. There's a lot of things that I think people are starting to notice because Facebook is really bad at communicating when things change. When they add stuff, no one knows. When the algorithm updates, nobody knows. It usually takes 3 or 4 days before anybody realizes that they're not seeing the pages that they liked, or they're not seeing their best friend's pictures anymore. Well, they just recently added a bunch of updates to Ads Manager. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Ads Manager, and we're going to talk about the things that you can now do in Ads Manager for Facebook and for Instagram, which will make your life much easier if you're just a one-stop shop person. So you can get everything done with one ad in one spot versus going back and forth on your phone. How do I promote this post on Instagram? Which is challenging because they keep changing the way that you add payments, or they keep changing the audience, and they keep changing all kinds of stuff. So we're going to cover the things that have changed and a couple different things that we can do. One of the things that has definitely changed is they updated how we post. So if anybody has noticed, and I know some people I've taught this to in one-on-one trainings, or they've seen it in the webinars that we've done. So previous to the beginning of middle of July, you could change this and how it appeared, and then you could change the picture that showed up in the box that populated to your posts. You can't do that anymore unless you are a certified media outlet. So that means CNN, NBC, Business Insider, those are certified media outlets. If you're not a certified media provider, then you can't change it. And the reason that they did this, obviously, we've all seen a bunch of posts since the election. Fake news is all over the place. And basically, it's all clickbait. So people are trying to get you to click on their posts on Facebook so that then they get paid. That's really all it amounts to. If you click on their posts, they get paid. You click on one of their ads, you click on something that's on the post, and then the next thing you know is you're getting all kinds of emails and notifications and all kinds of weird stuff that you didn't sign up for. It's because once you click on those clickbait posts, they have cookies on their website, they have tracking pixels, they have all kinds of stuff that gathers your information from Facebook and from the internet and from wherever you've been. And the next thing you know is you're getting junk emails, you're getting weird stuff sent to you via Facebook Messenger. So Facebook is trying to stop this and prevent it by making it impossible for us marketers, the people who are trying to market our businesses, to change things. And we've all been to, let's say you've got a tour and the picture's not populating the way you want it to. We used to be able to change that out. Can't do that anymore. So Facebook is kind of pushing our hand in a direction that they didn't want us to go. They were trying to get everybody to go to native posting and make that the way that they were doing it. There are still third-party providers like Buffer and Social Pilot and a bunch of other ones that I could name off, but we could be here all day, that are still letting you get around it. So this is a screen grab from Social Pilot. It's the one that I use. It's really easy and simple and inexpensive. I've switched from Buffer just because I had some reporting issues that needed to be fixed and they were not fixing them fast enough. So in Social Pilot, in Buffer, in Sprout Social, in any of those tools, I believe Hootsuite still allows it. If you're comfortable with any of those tools and using them, you can use those to schedule and post and still be able to change this content out. So you can change the image, you can change the title and how it appears. I don't recommend scheduling out every single thing, but if you need a quick fix for something, like I know somebody sent me a listing the other day and they couldn't get the image to change, so I had to send a quick video just to show them, like, this is the easiest way to do it if you're already using Buffer or something similar. It's really frustrating when you're taking a link to a tour or a link to an article or something and it doesn't auto-populate the way you want it to. So according to Facebook, they're going to, for pages that have been confirmed or verified, you see the little check mark next to the name of the page, allegedly they're going to roll out something that allows those pages to change things that come just from their specific website. So what that does for us, real estate marketing people, is that ties our hands because we don't always just use one website, right? We have a bunch of different types of stuff. If you're using Sync, if you're using Curator, if you're using anything, you might be using a bunch of different websites, so it's gonna tie your hands to commit to maybe one location or verify one URL. So when that happens and that rolls out, I'll definitely post it in the Facebook group so that everybody knows. So there's new ways to advertise on Facebook. In Ads Manager, they keep adding different things, different tools. Has anybody tried Canvas yet? Anybody? Ooh, one person. Yay, good job. Gold star. So Canvas is a new way that you can market, you can create ads, and what I love about it is that it incorporates the best videos and images. So when you're actually in Ads Manager, you do everything the same as you would to set up an ad. And then what you've got is you can do, there's a little checkbox now where it'll say full screen experience, and you can either check or uncheck the box. When you check the box where it says add full screen canvas, they've now added templates. And the templates are making life so much easier because people were having a really difficult time figuring out where things went, because it just said video and then text and then image when they rolled it out. And now they've added templates. So this is a completely new brand experience if you're marketing property. So if you've got those short snippet Instagram videos, those will fit really nice in here. If you've taken your tour and you've edited it down, this is great to use because it's just a quick video. When it opens up, it's really beautiful, it's mobile friendly. This is great for people who don't have, maybe you don't have a specific place for your tour, maybe you're not using Tour Factory, maybe you're like, I don't know what I should be doing, I have this like video that I took but I don't have a landing page, I don't know where to put it. This would be a great way to advertise that property and drive traffic to your Facebook page, draw attention to what you're doing. So they lay it out in really easy to use sections. So when you open up the template, it literally shows you what to change. This is great for new listings and property previews. This would be great to promote an open house. So if you have an open house that you're promoting, you can use these templates for that. And also, if any of you have started to do any type of webinars or series that you're inviting potential clients to, this is a great way to advertise those things as well. So you'll definitely start seeing some of these when we start to do the Snark and HomeSmart 10-week series again, for sure. So this is a look at the template, and when you open it up, it's super, super easy, and it tells you exactly what to do. You can either make this an image or a video, and then you just need to make sure that you're changing out the text, little snippet about your property, a little snippet about what you're advertising. It does limit your text, so it's kind of like the regular ad format. It doesn't let you do like all the stuff we used to see in dark posts. But another thing, dark posts are going to start going away. So that's another sad thing, but I'll have an update about that hopefully sooner rather than later. So don't be afraid to try something new. Make sure that you're following all the text and image guidelines. So if you're popping an image in here, remember to make sure that you're checking that it's got 20% or less text. So if you're putting, open house, just double check it with the guideline checker to make sure that it works. And if you need any of these links, I'll send them to you. You can always message me on Facebook, but they are in all our other trainings and webinars. And then you can also do this with, I know a lot of people are playing around with, I've seen a lot of agents playing around with the carousel. So adding the images that change and swap and make it look like a video. And you can also do these with the new collection that's been added. So collection, basically, it's like a collage of photos that pops up, and it's really, really, really cool. So Canvas we'll go through a little bit when we're done, so I'll show you guys where it is and what it is. But is anybody using Facebook Messenger to send out advertisements or to connect with their clients? Yes. Okay, one person? Excellent. All right. So there's actually a whole new tool inside Ads Manager that lets you create Facebook Messenger ads. Yay! Awesome. So this is Facebook's answer to all of the really, 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 really annoying tools that are out there that are costing a lot of money and really, really frustrating to use. And I've tried a handful of them and I don't like any of them, so Facebook saved my life. The only things that you can use these with, you can do a single video, you can do a single image, or you can do a carousel. So that's 2 or more images that it'll scroll through in the advertisement. But basically what this does is this creates an ad that is sent directly to your potential audience's messenger. So if you started to get them, I know I have, I've started to get a handful of them from different people that I follow. So there's different clients that, so like Ad Espresso is sending them, they do Facebook ads. They charge a fee to manage all of your Facebook advertising. Who else did I get one through? I got one for Nike, because apparently I follow all of the Nike Facebook pages. So if you're starting to see these, they're starting to send them out for sales for like 20% off for the next 24 hours, or like, no fees if you sign up right now type of thing. So this would be really great for those open houses that you're trying to get traffic to. Any new listings that you're trying to get exposure for. This is a great way to send that links to anything that you have with your property straight into your target audience's inbox. And it doesn't have to be, and I've seen a lot of people doing these, like I get a lot of alerts that say somebody wants to connect with you, and they're always trying to sell me like SEO services and building websites and stuff like that. And then it's like a book of text and information that I have to read through before I figure out that it's not somebody I want to work with. So this makes it look legitimate, it makes it look easy, and it makes it look really clear and concise. So if you're looking to start dropping some information, this is kind of like that drip email marketing a lot of people are starting to get really good at. You can start taking advantage of this directly on Facebook, where people are basically they have their apps with them pretty much all the time. Oh, look, I got a message. So to set it up, it's all in the same spot. So you would set your ad up just as you would regularly, and then when you get down to the part where it says destination, it used to just say URL. Now below the destination, underneath the URL, you can switch it to Messenger. And then from there, you set up your Messenger content. So setting up what people are going to see in Messenger is the same basic stuff that we've seen before in Ads Manager. So your introductory text, and then your image, whatever you want it to be, your message title, and then you can even set up, if somebody replies back to you, you can set up quick replies. So a reply that would say, "Thanks so much for getting in touch with me about this. I'm super excited to work with you. I'll give you a call as soon as I get a chance." And this then keeps them engaged, gets them in the sales funnel, and then we can continue to keep contact with them. There's statistics that are showing that 60% of Facebook users are much more comfortable communicating with people on Facebook Messenger than they are giving out their personal phone numbers. So if you have connected with a potential client on Facebook and you've added them to a potential client list on Facebook that you're keeping and monitoring, then you can make sure that that list is a part of the bigger picture sales funnel. You can make sure that you're communicating with them. If they don't want to give you a cell phone, if they don't want to give you an email address, and we know that people are starting to see those as a commodity again. People are less likely to give you their personal information unless they know, like, and trust you right off the bat. So we want to make sure that we're building those relationships, and Facebook Messenger is a good place to start, and it's a good place to connect with people so you can keep track of your list of who it is that you're communicating and connecting with. So, how many people are using Instagram stories? I see yours all the time. You're shaking your head. I see Amanda's all the time. Good, okay. So, Instagram stories ads are super, super easy. You can now actually access them through Ads Manager. Yeah, so
where,
this
where,
is...
Where?
So again, you would set up your ad exactly the same way as you would start the whole process. It's nothing different. They haven't added any new, like, here's your Instagram. And this is what people were looking for when they started to say, we're rolling out stories ads, we're so excited. We all got excited too, and then people were like, well, where's the Instagram tab? Like, they just changed all the tabs, and there's no Instagram tab. So the cool thing is that you have the same stuff. So under placements, right? So we always say to stick with automatic placement because that's just the easiest one. Well, what they've done is they threw us a bit of a monkey wrench with the placements, and they started adding things underneath edit placements that nobody knew was there. So I sat through the blueprint training and I went, of course it would be there. So underneath our edit placements, so instead of just letting it roll to automatic, we can now actually update it so that we can add Instagram stories. So you would go under edit placements, all devices, it just shows up. Instagram is right there. You can select Messenger, you can select feed, you can select stories. You can change where you want your ads to deliver, and this is where we do A/B testing, right? One version versus another, one location versus another. So you have an ad that you've set up, maybe you run it on Facebook and see how it works, and then run a rival one on Instagram stories to see what your audience return is on that one. So this delivers directly into Instagram stories, and if you've seen them, if you follow any big brands on Instagram, which most of us do, because we like the visually cool stuff that they do, you're likely to have seen some stuff that's got clickable links on it. If you're selling items, if you're a store, or if you've got anything for sale. They still have not rolled out the stuff to real estate like I want them to. So hopefully my crossing fingers and praying will help. So Instagram stories, the only thing that is different about this is that we can't use the fancy stock images that Facebook lets us utilize. So when you're actually doing this, you're going to want to use a tool. One of the ones that I shared on the recent real estate marketing show podcast was Adobe Spark Post. It is a mobile app that works on iPhone, and it also works on iPad, and you can get to it now through browser. So Adobe products are my favorite. But you can actually go in there and I can show you. There's templates that make everything super easy. So let me just post.
What's the name of that one time?
Adobe Spark Post.
Adobe Spark.
It's my hero. So it's got these cool templates that just automatically populate in the right size. And what I do is if I'm doing something on my desktop that I need this for, I just save it to my drive and then get it from drive and then upload it. So you can save everything from here straight to your Google Drive if that's what you're using, or your Dropbox if that's easier, and then I upload it from there. The other thing is make sure that your Instagram account is connected. So we've talked about this in previous trainings. If you're using Instagram as a real estate agent, you've got one that you're using for personal and for business, you still want to have them connected for advertising sake. So you're going to want to push some stuff to it eventually, right? You might be taking pictures of the outside of a house. You might be doing a live story on Instagram if you're at an open house or previewing property or whatever it is, giving tips on the market. So make sure that you've got it connected. It's super easy. You click on it, you enter the name, the handle, and the password, and then you're done. That didn't go. Man, that didn't save. All right, so we'll go through and we'll go to the internets if the parental controls are not blocking me from doing so. How many of you guys have signed up and are using Business Manager yet for Facebook? Nobody?
No.
All right. So if you go to business.facebook.com, you can sign up for what's called Business Manager. And why I like Business Manager is because it notifies you most of the time when stuff changes on Facebook. I cannot see.
There's no manager.
I don't know what that means. Oh, come on. All right, so here is Business Manager. And we'll just run through how the back end looks for. All right, so why I like this is it keeps everything in one spot, your ads and your Facebook pages. And then it allows you to see in one spot what your spend is. If you're managing multiple pages, it allows you to see all of your notifications in one spot. It allows you to see, to toggle between your personal stuff and then your business stuff. So you can have just business and just personal. So you can go between those two, and that makes my life so much easier. So then things aren't getting, you're not like, oh, I don't know if that was business or that was personal or what that was. So it's much, much easier in terms of the way things are managed. All right, so let's go to Ads Manager. Is that a new ad account? Alright, so just go there. Alright, so one of the things I did mention a little bit earlier is that dark ads are going away for a little while. So if you've been utilizing dark ads at all to be able to market and not post, they're taking away a lot of the capabilities of creating a post and not publishing it on your page, simply because there's a lot of people who are abusing it. So there's a lot of businesses that are doing like fitness, people who are selling like the multi-level marketing stuff, the protein shakes and the powders and things like that. They're all businesses just in general, but they're taking advantage of the ability to add all of that text And it's really been a lot of the people that are upset are the fitness industry, the gym industry, the multi-level marketing stuff, all those things. They've been utilizing it in a way that has upset consumers, and people are reporting those ads on a regular basis. I don't know why this is taking so long. So, if you've been using dark posts, unpublished posts, we've done a whole training on them before, like a month ago. If you've been using those, you're gonna have to be very careful, especially if you're using a third party to create the dark posts. You don't wanna get your Facebook page taken away and put into purgatory for a period of time for overusing them. And it can happen, and I haven't personally had any of my pages had that happen, but I do have a friend who sells a lot of that stuff, and her Facebook business page was taken away for 30 days. So just beware. If you know anybody who's using them or you're using them personally, just keep an eye on it and make sure that you're doing it thoughtfully and that you're not repeating the same post over and over and over again as a dark ad, because what that can end up doing is creating a lot of problems. I just want to get here. Come on, Facebook. There we go. All right. So we go to the same spot we always do, the big green button. I like to do all this stuff from the desktop just because it's much, much easier. I know a lot of people like to do the Facebook ads on their mobile devices. You don't get the benefit of the amount of targeting and abilities of things that you can actually do within the ads manager here. So let's start over because I was doing some testing. All right, so these are the same. We haven't taken anything away yet. Well, Facebook hasn't taken anything away. But the most used ones and the ones that I frequently recommend that everybody take advantage of is obviously if you're starting out new with a Facebook business page, you want to do brand awareness. You want to do a couple of those every month to make sure that you're growing your business page, that you're getting likes and you're getting engagement. Reach is a good one. If you're already an established business page, you've been posting and you're just not seeing a lot of reach from what you're doing in terms of your regular posting and advertising. The ones that we like the most, obviously, for us, traffic, lead generation, and conversions. The lead generation one, we did a training, I think like a month or two ago here. Lead generation ones are the ones where when somebody clicks on the ad, it automatically pops open the lead gen form, so name, email, phone number, and it gives you whatever information that that person has input into Facebook as their info. It's a great way to build your email list. It's really, really effective if you're trying to connect with new potential clients in the farm that you're working. So you want to make sure that you're doing at least one of those a month and put some decent money behind it. We just did one for a fitness client who's selling new products, and we literally did $50 for the month, and she got like, I think it was like 80 signups. So a lot of people will just click and not realize that they've submitted their information, and that's good. We want that. We want to be able to market to people even if they don't realize it. So try out the lead generation ones. If you need the previous training on it, just message me on Facebook and I'll send it to you. So traffic and conversions. Obviously, if you have a landing page, if you have a website, if you have somewhere you're sending people to that has a form on it, you want to try out conversions. Try doing like one a month. You should be running like 4 or 5 Facebook ads a month. Not just like one and then go like, it didn't work. I don't know what happened. Deanna, why didn't it work? So you should be running 4 or 5. That doesn't mean you should be spending like $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month on Facebook ads. Start with a budget that fits for what you're doing, but run like 4 or 5 and see how it works. Most people see a good return if they can at least dedicate $200 a month on Facebook ads. If you're just getting started, that's a good, decent amount to get started with. So, and then traffic. Obviously, we want people to go to our websites, we want people to go to our listings, we want people to see the stuff that we're doing. So traffic is the good old standby. See, and it even starts to tell you, it'll prompt you of what you should like this is what you usually do. Usually we do traffic because we're doing a test. So again, this is the simple stuff, right? So you want to make sure that you're changing the campaign name. Don't leave it as traffic, because then when you go back to see what ads you've run or what campaigns you've run and they're all named traffic, it's going to be really frustrating to figure out which one was which. So rename it something that makes sense. Test HomeSmart 1, 2, 3, 4. So that you recognize it when you come back and you can say, oh, I did this campaign and I had 3 ads in it. Okay, perfect. That's great. So you want to make sure that you're looking for a name that's recognizable. What's the month? What's the date? When will it end? What are you targeting? Are you targeting buyers or sellers? Are you looking for first-time home buyers? Are you looking for specifically retirees who are looking to offload their property and maybe downgrade and buy something smaller? So decide what your audience is going to be and then create the ad name around that. The ad set. This is where everybody leaves this and then people can't figure it out, and I used to do this all the time. So the ad set name, it auto-populates to US 18 plus. The entire United States, 18 or older. That's what it does. So I always reset the ad name. Okay, so we gave it a date, we gave it a name, we figure out what's going to make sense to us. So this is the stuff when we come down here. So website or messenger, traffic. Website or messenger. You won't change that unless you have an app that you're looking to promote. That's it. Audience, again, when you're doing your advertising, we talk about this over and over and over again. You should have multiple audiences that you're running multiple ads to. Decide where your farm is. Decide who your audience is, what age, what income level, what interests do they have. Is it all the people looking for RV parking? Is it all the people that are looking for giant spots to store their toys? Is it Sand Canyon? Is it Placerita? What are you looking to target? And then you want to develop your audiences. For each client that I have, I make sure that we've developed like 3 or 4 different audiences, because you never know who's going to be the most responsive one. So you want to definitely change this, and again, we've gone through this guy, but you want to make sure that rather than everyone in this location, that you change it to people who live in this location. And the basic reason is that everyone in this location could be people who are driving through Santa Clarita that live in San Diego, or people who are going to Magic Mountain for vacation. They don't live here. You don't want to advertise to people that aren't necessarily going to be selling a home. If you're looking for everyone who was recently in this location, you're looking for maybe people who are looking, they're traveling, then you can switch that up a little bit. But I definitely recommend, if you're looking for buyers and sellers within the Santa Clarita Valley, you definitely want to stick with everybody who's living in this location. All right, so as we go down, so what Facebook has started to do, and if you're not in Ads Manager as often as I am, you don't necessarily notice these things. But they've started to add little boxes that alert you to when things are new. It'd be nice if they send an email. But they've started to say, new Ads Messenger in home. So excited. So it tells you can also, what they're doing now is within these little boxes is they've got the learn more area. So it takes you to the business blog that outlines the steps for why this is important and what it is and how to do it. So you definitely want to take a look at that. And I share the business blog a lot in the Stark and HomeSmart. So if there's anything that comes through that I think is interesting, like the 2017 review for July, we shared that last week. So if you haven't yet checked it out, you can see all the cool trainings and stuff. And you guys don't have to be registered blueprint marketers to sit through the trainings. You can register for them without have received your certification. So I know a lot of people didn't know that. So this is where we were talking about Instagram stories. It's all right in this first page. So for Instagram stories, we used to just say all devices recommended. Well, they updated this and they've added, you can change where you're delivering your ad to in terms of devices. So if you just want to hit mobile only, you can hit mobile only. If you want to deliver to people on desktop, I don't know why you would want to do that, considering we're all looking at our phones. You could do that as well. So if you wanted to do mobile only, what it'll do is it'll give you check marks next to all of the places. And this is where somebody asked me, like, how do I access instant articles? I'm not sure where to get that. They've added it here. So it's made my life easier. And I don't have to like, you guys, you go here and then you click here and you check this box. So instant articles is amazing. I love it. So it basically sends your advertisement to different blogs and different places as a clickable link. And it looks like an ad you might pay like a couple $1,000s for to have it published through like a really expensive third party. So try instant articles out. I really, really like it. And then there are some things that are ineligible, but again, if you're looking to hit a certain audience, it doesn't matter. You're gonna go with the things that make sense. So, and then down here is where you would find stories. So when you click on stories, it takes away, I need to change this. Okay, so all devices recommended.
Gianna, would you say very many people are doing that right now?
No,
I'm not getting very many of them.
No, so basically what I understand is that like there's 10% of the brands out there that have ad accounts are actually using Instagram stories.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So it's very, very small. So if you guys jump on this now.
But when I get one, I'm like, wow, that's a trip.
Yeah, no, I think, what did I get one for? It was like Free People, like they always do them and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. So you can select Instagram stories here, and this is fantastic. So if you haven't yet tried it out, sit down and give yourself some time to play with it. Develop your stories, get the right size for it, make sure that it's a clear image. Everybody who has sat down with me knows, or has sat through any of my trainings knows, I hate pixelated images. Make them clear. And I'll take screenshots and send them to you if I know you. Say, this is pixelated, please fix it.
Social media handshake.
Yeah, it's a social media handshake for sure.
Can you, so if you want to put it in a story, do you need to think about that before you video it?
Mm-hmm.
Long ways video.
So that goes back to our calendar, right? Our schedule that we talk about. If you're going to be adding in any kind of video, you want to think about what you're going to say. You want to think about what your call to action is. You want to think about what the purpose, the end result of the video is. What are you looking to accomplish? So you want to think about it. And if you're doing it as a video, you want to make sure that you're taking your time to put something together that makes sense. Don't just jump on the camera and start going like, hey guys, it's me. Don't spend money for a hey guys, it's me video where you're like, I'm a real estate agent and I'm amazing. Like, do something with substance. Give people like a quick fact. Give people a snippet about the market. People are confused about what's going on right now with the percentage rates and the housing this and the offers and that and what kind of loans can I get? And I don't have any money, so I can't buy a house. So give somebody decide who your audience is and come up with 3 facts that you want to give them in your video. And maybe you make that 3 videos. It's 3 videos that you drop over time where it's like, and if you want to see my next fact, make sure that you check in my stories for what's coming up next. So
can I ask you a question? I don't. Oh, no.
Go ahead.
The boss first.
No, go ahead, man.
Okay. You know, I know everybody's listening to you actually about this ads. This is great actually. But you know, one thing that I'd like to know also is like you're telling me about the video, taking the video. Because number one, you do take the video. Do you prefer like cell phone or a camera or a video cam? Because we don't have like video editor, things like that.
do it on your cell phone. Don't be shy. You don't have to have a professional studio to do this stuff. That's one of the things that I think is great about the real estate industry just in general is there's a lot of people who are doing really cool stuff that it's just native on their phone. You don't have to have a fancy tripod and camera And it really should be natural. And if you say a couple times, or if you are having to stop and think about it, it doesn't mean that it's a bad video. You know, you're showing your personality and who you are. And when people know, like, and trust you, it's because they know you and who you are, and they want to choose you to represent them for a really important life decision. So your video shouldn't be overproduced. It shouldn't be crazy, like, you know, green screen, where you're like, there's a roller coaster behind me and now I'm talking about video. Like, you want to make sure that it's natural and it represents who you are as a person. So don't worry about that. Do it on your phone. Have somebody hold your phone for you, or set it up where it's nice and stable, but do it on your phone. And just make sure that you know what you're going to say. Yes, boss.
So if I wanted to do, well, let me take a little poll first. How many people every day look at their Instagram stories? Right. How many people a day go through them and only watch the ones you're interested in? If I was your friend on Instagram, would you watch it?
Oh, do I have to?
Well, if we're going to put an ad, here's my thought with this. I think HomeSmart can cover this valley with a vengeance in the next couple of months before they take that away. Because you know that won't last very long. Because our feeds will be crammed with so much stuff, it'll eventually go away. But I think for the next couple of months, that will be the most powerful branding an agent can do. Period. I can't think of one other thing I'd rather spend a couple grand on. Not sync, not nothing. This is where it's at today, for sure. If you're into branding, which hopefully you are.
You should be.
So am I crazy to think I want to get out of here now? I don't even care what else you have to say.
All right.
Go record a video and put it only on Instagram stories.
That's not crazy.
Just for branding.
That's not crazy.
That's not crazy.
You could even do one when you're done today and say, I just got done at HomeSmart's amazing training. I'm so excited about all the things that I've learned today to represent you for all your buying and selling needs. I hope that you will get in touch with me soon. Here's my phone number, here's my email, yada, yada, yada. See you guys next time. Do something simple like that. The one thing that I think Mike and I have always agreed on is the more that you market yourself as a brand, as an individual, the more recognizable you become, and the more people think about using you for what you do. So every time I introduced myself for a period of like a year to almost a year and a half, I was the girl who worked for Mike Bjorkman. So, oh, you do Mike Bjorkman stuff. Oh, you work for Mike Bjorkman. So that tells you a lot about the brand that he's built over time, and you guys can take advantage of the brand that he's built over time, the following that he has, the friends that he has, and utilize that to your advantage. Like, tag him in stuff. I don't think he's going to be upset if you tag him in things if it's branding yourself as a HomeSmart agent. Maybe he will be upset. I don't know.
No. All right, so when we are doing that, how do you get the Facebook stories only as well?
So Facebook Stories has not yet rolled out videos, has not yet rolled out advertising. And here's why. People don't like it.
If you hit mobile only, you can't do that.
Right, but the people don't like it, so it's probably going to go away.
This one's going to go away too. That's why we need to use it quick.
Yeah, so when you're creating your ad, every ad should have a different name. I feel like I say this all the time. Every ad should have a different name, so change it. HomeSmart. Make sure you type legibly incredible. And then again, here's where you've got, if you don't already have your Instagram account connected, you don't have to go search for it. You can just connect it from back here. It's super, super easy. Again, it's the handle and your password. The only issue would be if you don't know what your password is, which happens to a lot of us. So then this is where we see all of the new stuff for Canvas. So previously, Canvas was one of these selections up here that you could get, and people were not using it because they didn't understand it. And the templates, the static template that they had created was super confusing. So I have to admit that I kind of shied away from it because it didn't make any sense to me. So if you have a Facebook business page and you've started to notice, it says we've created this full screen ad experience for you. That's what that is. They're trying to promote the use of Canvas because they realized that people were confused by it and they didn't understand what it was.
What did you click on to make that images thing drop down?
This one?
Yeah, that whole chinga there.
Oh, you just click continue.
No, what? But above, I don't have that.
You don't have this?
Yeah, scroll up.
No.
What?
So from where I was before, doodly-doo, I clicked continue.
Just kidding. I'm testing you guys.
He's so involved right now in developing this that he's not paying attention.
My mind's going.
That's all right, I forgive you. So with the full parental controls, add full screen experience. Dun, dun, dun. So you can use one of their templates, and I like their templates. I don't hate they're super easy to use. There's this, use the Canvas Advanced Builder. Don't even worry about it. It's scary, confusing. So I like these templates. They have different ones for different types of experiences. And then what's really cool is Facebook got smart, and instead of just throwing open a template, it actually walks you through what to change. So it tells you to replace the placeholder content with an image. It gives you what you should be doing, and it makes pick your main image or video. So it tells you the first time that you go into it what you should be doing. So preview it on mobile. So before it actually makes it live, you can actually look at a mobile preview or preview it to see what it looks like, so that way you're making sure that everything looks the way that it should. This is great because I noticed a couple different times, people will just auto-populate their Facebook business cover photo, and it pixelates weird in Canvas. So you want to make sure that you change out all of the images. And make sure that they're the right size, make sure that they fit. You can do an image or you can do a video. When you upload your video, just make sure you have it someplace in Drive or Dropbox or on your desktop so that you can access it easily. You're gonna write something, you're gonna change out the text. It's super, super simple. And when people click on it, it's just oh, so pretty. It's really amazing what Facebook has started to do in terms of the experience that they're trying to create. Yes, discard unsaved changes. They've added a new thing called collection. So collection is really cool because it's like a collage of images. So again, for people with listings where maybe you don't have Tour Factory, maybe you don't have a link to someplace where you're holding your tour, this is a great thing to utilize to take advantage of, just like Slideshow and Carousel, where you can have them, maybe it links to your smart site, maybe it links to someplace like your a landing page that you've got already set up. But these kinds of things are really great to take advantage of so that you can make sure that you're visually reaching. Everybody knows that the better your pictures look on Facebook, the better your ads perform. So it's really, really important to utilize those things when you can. And I think that covers everything. So it just goes away. Here. Messenger. So this is where Messenger is. That's fine. Okay, so this is where Messenger is. So when you're doing your advertising preview, if you want to send it to Messenger, it will actually tell you that some of the ad placements that you picked before don't work with the ad. So even if you've changed a bunch of things, it will remind you and tell you. It won't just say, this doesn't work, which Facebook just used to do, which was really annoying. So now you can change all of these things. You can set up the Messenger content. This is what I was trying to show you on that other slide. So what you send in Messenger, there's two different ways to do it. I had somebody tell me that they were like, how do I do this JSON creation? And I was like, don't do that. Just use the quick creation. It's super easy and it tells you exactly what to change. So you can do an image and a text. You can send a video. So you can upload a video to send as a messenger ad. So if you're like, I have I'm offering for 30 days, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z about this amazing service and property, blah, 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 whatever. You can send a video about your upcoming open house. You can send a video about a listing that is coming up that's not yet on the market. There's a variety of things that you can do with video, and it's fun to do once you get the hang of it. I hated video for a really long time, and now it's one of my favorite things to do. You could just send a simple text message, so it could just be text. You can change out what the labels look like. You can decide if you want to send a post back. So if you're using a bot service or a bot system on Messenger to send and receive messages, which that's like a whole separate training, then you can decide to send a post back. I recommend just having it go to your website. Send them to a URL, whether it's the listing, whether it's your landing page, whether it's your smart site. But send them somewhere until you've gotten to the next level where you're using those fancy services. And then you can always add other calls to action. So you can add a second button. You could do 2 buttons. So like get your free home valuation, contact me now. Those types of things are always really good. So make sure that you have your calls to action all squared away. And then when you're done, you just finish like you would normal. Review, remember, I always tell people to review their order, so make sure it's the right audience, the right spend. It always happens, I have people who get started, or even experienced people who get confused, and they leave that $350 for 1 month in there, and then their credit card gets charged a month later, and then they don't know what to do, and you can get your money back. So if you had that issue, let me know, because I've done it a bunch of times now.
So the full screen experience,
Yeah.
is that how you're looking at it or how you're sending it out?
When people click on the ad, it's what they see.
So you can't do that and use Messenger then?
No. No, they don't cross over.
Tell them to fix that.
Yes, dear.
I
Yes.
know you secretly work there.
Can you show us one of your fabulous ads so that we can see what you're talking about? Or-
Oh, I would love to.
So that we can see an
I don't
example.
have any running right now because it's the beginning of the month. So my stuff all starts on the 5th because
Hold on.
people have to send
So
me
there's
the...
nothing, no examples that you can show us?
I can send you some separate screen grabs of stuff that I've sent to clients for last month if you want to see what they look like.
Can we see it?
Let me see. Well, I don't have it right now.
Oh.
Let me show you what, let's see, what they have on the business blog. So this is the business news. If you guys don't have this bookmarked on your browser, it's just facebook.com/business/news. And it's really, really, really easy to search for stuff in here. It'll show you updates. It'll show you all kinds of cool stuff. There's tips for the Canvas templates. There's all kinds of things that you can utilize. I wanted to see if it would show me some samples. There we go. Resources, here we go. So for all the information you want on Canvas, you can go to canvas.facebook.com and it opens up this cool thing and it'll give you how it'll show you different examples of how it will appear on mobile. So these are what, we've got different ads that run. So this is what it could potentially look like if you're setting something up on Canvas when you're doing a mobile. So this shows you a car ad versus a hair products ad. And the ones that actually, if you follow at all, Tom's, the shoe brand, they're like apparently doing Canvas the best. So you can take a look at what they're doing. But so that's what it looks like on mobile. And you can also see it on the full screen. You can look at it on your big desktop computer when the ads go through. But why people love this is because it's mobile friendly. So you don't have to sit there and recreate the wheel when you're putting together stuff to make sure that it's mobile friendly. Any other questions? Or is everyone just hungry?
All right, so freaking rad. How about a round of applause for that?